In 1993, Jurassic Park was released to the world, and it went down as what some people called the greatest film ever made. 24 years later, something miraculous happened. Let me introduce you to two of the wisest people I know. This is Chris and Jack. Not only do they make some of my favorite and some of the funniest content on YouTube, but they're also the fathers of something called JulySixthPark.
But what are we trying to do?
It's a party 65 million years in the making. Welcome to JulySixthPark! We're creating a spark that's going to start a wildfire. JulySixthPark!
Is it July 6th or July 6th?
6th.
July 6th?
Yes.
Are you familiar with the holiday?
I am.
As you can see, it's a day to remember and appreciate the absolute pinnacle of humankind's existence, the treasure of our species, Jurassic Park. So, seeing as it is July 6th right now, here is 10 minutes of useless facts about dinosaurs. Because the Earth's rotation is slowing by about 17 milliseconds every century, a day for a dinosaur was not really 24 hours, but it was closer to 22 hours.
Argentinosaurus is the largest land animal that ever lived, weighing in at about 77 tons, or roughly the equivalent of 17 African elephants.
This is pretty, that's crazy.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
It's possible that some dinosaurs used tools like sticks, almost like some modern birds do today, and also like how some crocodiles do when they're trying to lure in birds that are building nests, and then they just chomp down on them for a nice tasty meal.
The T-Rex had a sense of smell about the equivalent to a house cat, which is about 16 times stronger than humans. That's plastic.
This is a pterosaur, and this is a marine reptile called a Mauisaurus. Animals like these were around at the same time as dinosaurs, but weren't actually dinosaurs. But you're still gonna hear about them in this video, because they were really cool. Simple as. Deal with it, paleontologists and biologists.
We've discovered over 250 species of pterosaur. A dinosaur called Pegomastax was like a cross between a porcupine and a parrot. It had a beak with teeth that sharpened against each other.
Oh, dude, sick.
Even though some of the biggest dinosaur eggs were as big as basketballs, they couldn't really get much bigger, because if they got much bigger, they'd get way too thick, and baby dinosaurs wouldn't be able to get out.
Did you know that some dinosaurs used to eat rocks to help them grind up their food for digestion? The largest digestive rock ever found was 10 centimeters long. In fact, today, alligators still eat rocks to help weigh them down underneath the surface of the water. I do the same thing, but with...
Dinosaur is Greek for terrible lizard. The dinosaur with the thickest skull was the Pachycephalosaurus, with a skull that grew up to 20 centimeters thick. But the Pentaceratops had the biggest skull at up to 3 meters long.
Hey, do you remember what was probably your favorite dinosaur in Jurassic Park? In the first Jurassic Park, the best Jurassic Park? The one that was too stupid to fetch a stick and did big flappy ear crazy thing and spit venom at Wayne Knight?
Yeah, look, stick, stupid.
That one's called the Dilophosaurus. In real life, they grew up to be 20 feet long. They weighed a ton, but sadly, they did not actually spit venom, we don't think. But they did have very powerful jaws that they used to just rip apart other dinosaurs.
It's thought that those massive long-necked dinosaurs had stomachs that kind of acted like fermentation chambers that were filled with gas-producing bacteria. So this would cause these guys, the biggest of all the dinosaurs, to be farting constantly. The smallest dinosaur egg ever found was only around 3 centimeters long, and the biggest one that was laid by a Segnosaurus was around 50 centimeters long. But weirdly, they've never ever found an egg fossil for a T-Rex.
The largest pile of dino poop ever dropped was 67.5 centimeters by 15.7 centimeters, and it was dropped by a T-Rex over 70 million years ago. Now that is one big pile of
Ferns like these were around before the dinosaurs, and they would have fed things like the Stegosaurus.
The brain of a Stegosaurus was roughly the size of a single little lime, even though they grew to be up to 9 meters long. This isn't a little lime, it's an unripe lemon. It's all I had.
Some dinosaurs like the Apatosaurus may have been able to break the sound barrier with their tails and create a sonic boom. One way you can know if a rock is actually a fossil is by licking it. And if it sticks a little bit, then there's a chance that it's a fossil. But like, Don't go just licking rocks or anything because I said so, okay?
You guys remember John Hammond from Jurassic Park and his cane? The one that had amber and then a little mosquito inside? That's an actual thing called an amber fossil. They even found one that had a small dinosaur tail in it, was covered in feathers.
God.
I told you to watch out for the...
Lots of dinosaurs actually had feathers, mainly for insulation like a big fluffy coat, and sometimes for displays like peacocks do today. But here's the thing, they could come in a massive range of colors, which means there could have been big, fluffy, pink dinosaurs. Kind of like a big ball of cotton candy with giant dinosaur legs.
There was a dinosaur called an Epidendrosaurus. It was super weird. It had like very long third fingers, like an eye that it would use to probe trees for insects. Also, my Aunt Eileen, we called her Eye.
There is a town in Colorado called Dinosaur that has street names like Brontosaurus Avenue, Brontosaurus Broadway, Stegosaurus Freeway, and Tyrannosaurus Trail. And that is where I want to live now.
Therizinosaurus, and I stand by that pronunciation, had a pot belly and was fabled to be covered in feathers, making it look a lot like Big Bird with a tiny head. It also had 3-foot-long claws, making those the largest claws of any animal ever. So,
That's so long.
think about that. That's basically half of me. But like all you see for scale. So imagine my legs like this is claws.
Yeah,
Right? And then
that's right.
I guess this would be a palm. Like this is my palm. This would be the palm of me. Right? Wow. Hashtag JulySixthPark.
Thank you.
That water that you might be drinking might one day have been dinosaur wee.
Look, there's probably like a load more than this, but over 700 different species of dinosaurs have been discovered.
We don't really know how long dinosaurs could live, but some scientists speculate that some dinosaurs could live to be up to 200 years old. Some dinosaurs might have actually had to shed their skin to grow, almost like how lizards and snakes do today.
Most dinosaurs were vegetarians.
Eat it though.
I don't want to eat it.
Eat it. It's a funny button for the. Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
T-Rexes couldn't chew their food, so they had to swallow it in massive chunks. I'm not going to swallow this in a massive chunk or I'll die.
A cousin of the T-Rex had an unusually long nose. It was called Pinocchio Rex, and it looks like the spawn of Satan. Clever girl.
The name Velociraptor means speedy thief, and they were actually only about the size of a small turkey.
Clever girl.
Clever girl.
Some dinosaurs might have eaten this like psychedelic fungus that's found in some grasses, which means that a bunch of dinosaurs might have got really, really high. The inflatable T-Rex costume was the first costume ever to win the Innovative Toy of the Year award. And that's just great. This is the most accurate depiction of a dinosaur ever created. That Carnotaurus dinosaur from Jurassic World, its arms were probably completely useless. As in, they literally couldn't do anything. They were just like a leftover of evolution.
Quetzalcoatlus is the largest flying animal that ever lived. When it walked on the ground, it was the size of a giraffe and it had a wingspan of around 10 meters. So it was like a small aircraft. I mean, look at that thing. Pretty terrifying plane, right? Yeah. Life is, honestly, super weird. I'm 36. The fastest dinosaurs were called ornithomimids and could run up to 60 kilometers per hour.
But cheetahs actually run faster than any dinosaurs ever could. Did you know that some dinosaurs might have stopped to smell the flowers like a lot of animals do today, because some flowers that were around back then had similar fragrances to what some flowers have today? Nice. It's possible that a male T-Rex's reproductive organ was as big as 12 feet in length.
Well, let me think about that. Scientists once thought that Stegosaurus had a brain in their butt. That scientist, since then, has been the laughingstock of the scientific community, becoming the butt of all of their jokes.
The Ankylosaurus's club tail was fortified enough to smash through a T-Rex's ankles. Oh, also, they had armored eyelids. Some of the biggest plant eaters had to eat like a ton of food a day, which is the equivalent of eating like a busload of vegetation each day. Spinosaurus from Jurassic Park 3 was an aquatic dinosaur that actually had a tail that was kind of like a tadpole's. The Mosasaurus in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom was over 6 times bigger than an actual Mosasaurus. Like, come on, just show us the actual dinosaurs, they are cool enough. Triceratops only actually had 2 official horns. That third one on the front of its face was actually made from the same stuff as our nails, and would probably be pretty useless in a fight. Brachiosaurus heads were super easy to detach from their bodies. Kentrosaurus was cooler than the Stegosaurus, and that is a scientific fact. It's got horns coming out of its, like, legs. That's crazy. You and me, we live closer to the T-Rex than the T-Rex lived to the Stegosaurus. And dinosaurs have been extinct for less time than they were around, which means there were dinosaur fossils when dinosaurs were alive. The toothiest dinosaurs were the hadrosaurs that could have over 1,000 teeth, and they continually grew new ones. Corythosaurus had a big hollow crest connected to its nose. The crest worked like an echo chamber, letting it make loud blasts of noise. In Jurassic Park, the sound of the T-Rex's footsteps was actually the sound of giant sequoia trees smashing to the ground after being cut.
Did you know that the world's latest and greatest holiday, July 6th Park, was celebrated by over 3.5 billion people last year?
Do you have the data to back that up?
Yes.
Wow, now that was a lot of dinosaur facts. So if you learned even just one new thing in this video, then you should go ahead and leave this video a like to let the YouTube gods know that this is some high quality content. Also, go and show Chris and Jack some love. I'll leave a link to their channel down below, and I know they're going to be posting a July 6th Park video, so you can continue the celebration of this most sacred day over there with them. So thanks Chris and Jack for getting involved. This was a load of fun. Okay, cool. Thank you so much for watching, and you have an incredible July 6th Park.
Ha 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 ha!